This is Katie, co-host of Coffee with Keith and Katie. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Negativity in your life that you just need to kill off? Yeah, it happens to everyone, right? And it's such a creepy little thing, like, as in it just sneaks in. Sneaky might be a better word for it. Perfectionism, judgment, self-doubt, negativity as a whole, when you focus on it, you create more of it. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Welcome to Public House Media. Welcome to Choose to Rise. My name is Kim Meyer. I'm so glad that you're here with us this morning. It is a bright and early morning here on the West Coast. I am out in Las Vegas for a leadership retreat for my company, and it's early here. I'm not getting a lot of sleep, but we are having a lot of fun. We're getting lots of information. We're having, it's just been a really good time here. But that's kind of messed up the schedule a little bit with my live. So I apologize. Normally Midwest time, I'd be well over by now. But it just wasn't in the cards to get up that early here this morning. So this morning I want to share with you a little bit about negative things that happen in your life, and then the 7 negativities, the 7 things, the negative stuff that you need to kind of get rid of in your life. And so I want to do a major shout out this morning to my Together We Rise group. They are rocking their journey, showing up each day, posting in the page, showing up for their own fitness, showing up for their own health, showing up for their families and each other, and really encouraging each other. It's just been so much fun this week to be a part of that and help them, support them, encourage them. And it's never too late for you to get involved. You can also jump into the group anytime, DM me or send a message here at Public House Media, and I'll get the message. And we will get you in that Together We Rise group, because when we are able to focus in on our own self-care and encourage other people, we are able to just live a better life. So we're super excited to have you here this morning, and I just want to spread some love and share some love on them because they deserve it. So, and I'd love to have you in the group too. Okay, let's get rolling here. Let's get talking about the 7 types of negativity to kill off in your life. 7 types of negativity that you just need to rid your life of, because no negativity should really be in your life, but these are 7 of the big ones and 7 reasons why you got to get rid of them. Because if you allow negativity to spur, if you now allow negativity to keep festering inside, it just takes you down. It takes you down a rabbit hole of despair. It takes you down all kinds of negative things in your life. So I'm tired. Let's stop with the ramble and let's just get into it, huh? Okay. I really appreciate those of you that are getting on live and just showing the hearts and loves and commenting below. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much. Number 1, perfectionism. Perfectionism sometimes is not seen as a negative. A lot of times perfectionism is something that people are like, this is a positive, like I'm getting things accomplished, I'm doing things. But perfectionism is really trying to achieve something that's literally unattainable. There's only one person in this entire universe that it was perfect, and he was hung on a cross. So literally it's unattainable to try to be perfect. And so the only results that you feel when you try to be perfect is less than. because you don't meet the expectation. And so then you feel like you failed, or that you aren't enough because you didn't reach that unattainable goal. So it's really important to, instead of go for perfection, to maybe give yourself some grace for sure, but really reaching in and doing something that is going to help you really reach a goal, but not perfectionism. And so being happy with where you are, but always trying to strive for a little bit more, but not have necessarily being the perfect thing. Perfect is, like I said, unattainable, but like done is better than perfect, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. And if you can accomplish something, you can always go back and change it. You can always go back and improve something, but I wouldn't worry about being perfect. I wouldn't worry about, loving who you are and who God made you to be is exactly where He's made you perfect. He's made no wrongs. God is perfect. Jesus is perfect, but we are not. We are flawed human beings. We're all full of sin. And so if we try to attain that perfectionism, we always just feel less than. So owning who we are, owning that we have grace, owning that we have all of these things is such a good and powerful message to get a hold of. The second negativity that you kind of need to just rid your life of is judgment over yourself and others. We are not in the position to judge. That's not our role in this world. Our role is to love others and serve others and encourage others and live out your best life. You were all put on this earth for a purpose. You were all put on this earth for a reason. God made you who you are, uniquely you, just so that you would fill out this unique purpose in this world. And when you are judgmental, you're only focusing on the negative qualities of yourself and of others when you're judging them too. So it's not our place to judge. It's not our place to be concerned of those kinds of things. So when you're judgmental, you're only focusing on the negative things. How about we flip them and go into the positive? So if you're on, like last night, okay, for instance, I fell into this trap. I have this gorgeous gown, the white, beautiful dress that I wore to a party. Very fit at the top, and then it flows out. And I immediately, of course, as a female, was like super critical of my waist and down, a little bit. And so I was like, because it's super tight, and then I just felt like it was poofed out. I loved the dress. People gave me so many compliments about it, but I was judgmental of myself at first. And then I had to like check myself and say, you know what? The gown is beautiful. I'm here with friends. It doesn't matter what everyone else thinks. I want to be me and go have fun. And so I did, and I let go of it. And it's just one of those things where you have to like check yourself sometimes and let go, snap yourself out of it. The third negativity fits right in here is self-doubt. Third negativity you need to rid your life of is self-doubt. Self-doubt is a weed that will take over your life and kill you at the root if you don't get a hold of it. And so last night I was super doubtful of what I looked like in that dress, or super doubtful of sometimes of if just even being in this business. Like, am I qualified to do a podcast? Am I qualified in this world to run a community of women of self-care when I'm not perfect in my self-care? Like, you see all that negativity just like keeps spinning in your head. When that weed grows, and like when you have a garden and the weeds come and they just kind of take over the plants, like if you let the self-doubt grow into your world, it will take over your entire life, and it will kill you at the root of your core if you allow all these things to take over you. So number 4 is assuming the worst will happen. Get rid of that one right away. Good morning, Christy. Thanks for jumping on. If you never think that things will be better, they won't be. When you assume worse is always going to happen, you remove hope out of your life. When you are always assuming the worst will happen, you are focusing always on the negative thing, and always that's what you focus on, you create more of. So if you're focusing on that all the time, that's what's going to become into fruition. If you focus on being happy and with joy and being non-judgmental and getting rid of self-doubt, what better things come into your life because you are moving forward in that positive direction. This 5th thing that you need to get rid of is worry. Worry changes nothing except your health and your mental state. And worry is 100% a mental state situation. Worrying is like a rocking chair. I love that quote. Yes, Christy, we're having a wonderful time. Just really tired. worrying is like a rocking chair. I love this quote. It is, a rocking chair just goes back and forth and is a lot of energy wasted because you don't ever go anywhere, right? And so would you rather sit on that rocking chair and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth and feel yucky? Or would you rather get up and go do something and go move in your life, right? And so use the energy to go places. Worrying changes nothing. So your worrying about it isn't going to change the situation from happening. Action changes things, not worry. So if you're worried about not having enough money, go find a job. If you are worried about this friendship or this relationship, go talk to that person. If you are worried about whatever it might be, your children, like we oftentimes as moms, like we worry about their health, their self-worth, all of those things. And really, when we think about it, like we have no control over 99% of the things that we are so worried about. And so that's just wasted energy. And so if you can, get rid of the worry in your life, and it's always going to be there, but if you can minimize it to as much as possible, you're going to have a much happier and much more positive life. And just like letting go, like let go to God, all the things that you're worried about. One thing that's really helped me in this area is like when I start to worry about something, I just say a prayer, because it's usually not in my control, and me worrying about it isn't going to change it. So I just say a prayer about it and say, God, you have a hold of this. You know what's coming. Give me the faith, give me the grace, give me the confidence to move forward anyway, and the faith to follow you. And that helps out so much when I can just let go of it. The sixth thing to get rid of in your life, if you are having a negative life, is the complaining. Oh my goodness. When you focus on negative things, you're really setting yourself up to never be content or happy. If you're always complaining, if you're always focusing on the negative things, you'll never find joy. We have a couple friends, a couple people in our small circle that are always complaining, and I try to avoid it all the time. I try to spin it and make it a positive. I try to just ignore it. I try to just separate myself from it, because when you're focusing on the negative all the time, that's what's going to show up in your life. I don't know how many times I can keep saying that, but complaining about something is a lot like worrying about something. It doesn't change it. If you're not happy with the situation you're in, take action. If you're not happy with where you are, complaining about it or worrying about it is not going to get you moving in the right direction. It only takes you down the rabbit hole of negativity. And the seventh thing to get rid of in your life, if you are trying to, get out of the negative space, is trying to control everything. You can't control everything, and when you try, it's inevitably you're going to fail, because that's kind of like the perfectionism thing. And then you really only just blame yourself when you can't do that. Good morning, Kelly. Thanks for joining. You can't control everything in this life. You can really only control you and what you respond to and how you respond to things. I often say, everyone has their own perspective. Everyone was created to be their own individual. And when, you had an accident somewhere, let's hope that never happens, but let's say there was a car accident in a corner, and there's people on all four sides of it standing at the corners. They're all going to have their own perspective of things, because they're all bringing their own stories to the table. And so when you try to control the situation, not only are you now, when you're trying to control a situation, you're trying to take control or power over the whole thing, and you have a completely different perspective than other people. And really, the only person that has control over this life is God, and we have to give up control to Him and give up the power to Him, because He's the only one that's going to be able to help us do anything in this world. And if we just need to walk by faith, walk with positivity, not complain about things, not worry about things, not trying to control everything. Assuming the best will happen instead of always the worst. I know, when I'm having a conversation with someone and they're just not having a good, they respond negatively to me, I just assume the best. They're stressed out, they're unhappy with something, it's kind of on them kind of thing. And you always have the opportunity to, one of the speakers that we listened to yesterday, let me find this quick, the way you think, the way you move, the way you do things in this world is all dependent on how you respond to every situation in your life. And so he talked about yesterday, and I've heard this a million times before, but let me find it. Taking action. I have so many notes sitting here. Anywho, if you're things that you need to get rid of in your life, worrying, assuming the worst will happen, always assume the best, self-doubt, getting rid of that will weed your garden of all the self-doubt things. Get over the judgment of yourself and other people. Get over the perfectionism issues that you have, because you can't be perfect, and God's the only perfect one that there is. And so if you can really move past those things, you're going to be able to move more in a positive way. Here it is. Thoughts equal your emotions equal your behaviors, and your behaviors will always equal your results. So if you are thinking negative thoughts because you need to be perfect, because you're judging yourself, because you have self-doubt, if you're thinking negative thoughts because you're always assuming the worst is going to happen, or you're worrying about something, or you're complaining about something, or that you're trying to control everything, all of those thoughts that are a part of your mind every single day, those thoughts turn into your emotions in life. And the emotions is how you respond to things, the feeling that you have. And when you have feeling around something, those are the things that impact your life. Those are the things that impact your behaviors, that impact your decisions in life. And when you are impacting your behaviors and you make certain decisions, those are going to be the results that you get. So if you are thinking positive thoughts and you have happy emotions, you choose to live better, and you have great results. But if you have happy, fulfilling, loving life, if you are thinking negative thoughts, you're complaining, you're self-doubt, you have all these things, you have negative emotions, you're worrying, you're unhappy, you're all this negativity in your life, that dictates your behaviors and how you respond to people, how angry you might be, how grumpy you are, how you respond in a negative way, or you're just always complaining might be the negative thing. And then your results are that you're miserable, right? Which direction would you rather go? Would you rather have positive thoughts and happy emotions and happy behaviors and decisions and actions that lead to amazing results? Or would you rather be that negative Nelly that I'm talking about all these things today? I hope that you choose to get rid of the negativity. I hope you choose to spin the negatives into a positive. I hope that you choose to remember that, the only perfect one in this world was Him. And when you can get yourself over, give up the negativity, give up the self-doubt, all of the judgment, all of those kinds of things, and really just live your life in grace and positivity with Him, so much more comes out of life, and you just are blessed, and you're happy, and you're have so much more joy in your life, and you can just appreciate all of the amazing things that are here in this earth. And then also remember that this is not your final home. You will not be here forever. And so when you have faith in Him and you know what's coming ahead of you, this world is just a temporary place. So make it the best place that you can make it, as you're here and wherever you are. Is thinking about it globally here on this earth, making the best life possible that you can have. Thinking about your home life, making that the best place for you and your kids, and that they can live the best life. Thinking about your community, who you're around and you're supporting yourself with, getting rid of the negativity in your life, and sometimes that means cutting out the friends or the family members that are just constantly in that negative space. And that's okay, because this is your life. You get to decide, and you get to respond, and you get to make the decisions that you make, so that you can live out your best life. So thank you so much for joining this morning. I hope something that I've said this morning has been helpful, and that you're really able to think about these 7 types of negativity and really think about how you respond to them, how you are maybe doing them or not doing them, and make a change, make a difference in your life today. Really think about it, and how are you rising above these things? How are you making a choice to rise above all your struggles and live your absolute best life? Because that's what Choose to Rise is all about. Really moving forward in a positive way in life and getting rid of the negativity in your world. So thanks so much for joining this morning, Christy and Kelly. I really appreciate you being on live, and I've seen a couple other numbers pop in and out, but I really appreciate you being here, and it would mean the world to me if you would do the share button on the bottom, I think left corner of the screen. Share that off to your social media, or send to a friend, or send to somebody, and just tell other people about Choose to Rise, because that's how we grow, and that's how we are able to impact more people, which is the whole mission of this world, is to help as many people as possible rise up out of their current situation and live their absolute best life. If you're listening in the podcast version, I so appreciate you pushing play today. I so appreciate you, sharing, taking a screenshot, share it on your Instagram, tag me, KJP Meyer, or Choose to Rise Up. And I'm so blessed and honored to be able to come live to you this morning and share this message.